Well, hey everybody, how we doing today? Just thought I'd make a real quick video. I'm actually getting ready to head down to FedEx really quick. Gonna kind of take two steps back and explain to you why. The short of it is, I bought a new locomotive, new to me, last week, and had it shipped directly to my brother's place. So that would be at the layout. And I wouldn't have to risk it showing up when I was up there in Cleveland, and this would be sitting down here on my doorstep in Columbus. So it arrived at his place very quickly, the day before I got there, and went up there and unboxed it. Condition was as described. Hand railings were a little bit rougher shaped than I had hoped. You know my affinity for straight handrails, a little OCD. But fixed the handrails, got everything on the track, got it into DCS, powered it up, and lights worked, sound worked, couplers fired. Went to put it into motion, and when I do that, I don't crank it way up. I just put it. I like to see one scale mile per hour. Hey, at 1 scale mile per hour, does this thing move? Gives you an idea of how well broken in it is, and no movement, but I saw the amperage coming up on the Z4000. Pulled it back down and ran a quick info check on it. It had like 130 miles and reasonable hours on it. It had only like maybe 4 or 5 hours tops, so had not seen a lot of use. Went ahead and did a factory reset through the DCS controller, reset everything, powered it down for 20 or 30 seconds to make sure that it would stay in the controller, to make sure that the battery was good. On the info screen it said the battery was good, but just wanted to double check. This is it's a late Protosound 2 era 3-volt unit, very close to the Protosound 3 transition. Powered it back up, put in 1 scale mile per hour, same thing. Amperage just kept on creeping up towards 10 amps, which is too many. And to give you some idea, if you look at the short that I just uploaded, with 4 powered units running on our grade with a pretty heavy train, I rarely pull 3.5 amps. So obviously something was not right. Took the shell off. Made sure everything was lubricated, made sure the worm gears weren't damaged, made sure there's nothing jammed in the drive gears. Everything was fine. Motor spin freely. Put it back on the track without the shell. Powered it up at 1 scale mile per hour and noticed that the flywheels will not turn. So pretty sure the motor drivers are shot in this one. They're shorting out. Reached out to the retailer, and I'm going to see this whole process through and kind of give you guys some backstory. So I'm not bitter, I'm not angry. The only thing that I question is, why wasn't this tested before it was shipped out? When you buy from a retailer, I guess my expectation, I sell stuff and I test everything multiple times before I sell it. And that still doesn't prevent issues from popping up. This is secondhand stuff, and God knows how rough it gets handled in the mail. So I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. It's good karma, right? Don't let things that I can't control annoy me. And I've bought a lot from this retailer, as many of you probably have. So willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. I try to support the people that support the hobby, because if you get after them negatively, all you're going to do is ruin the hobby, right? So along those lines, reached out to them and they were responsive. Although strangely, I feel like I was communicating with bots, not actual people, but whatever. So in any case, I've got a return shipping label. I'm getting ready to run this guy over to FedEx to drop it off. I put it back in their packaging, and they're going to try to repair it. If they can't repair it, and frankly, it's going to need a new board. The motor drivers are shorted out. You apply power to it, you can't spin the flywheels. You take power off of it, the flywheels spin freely. So I doubt they have additional boards. They said that if they cannot repair it, we'll talk about an equitable remedy, or they'll give me a full refund. So I'm fine with that. The only thing that bums me out is, I'm not going to unbox this. It's a Protosound 2 MTH chassis system SD35. And the reason I got it, I've made my affinity for chassis well known on the channel. My neighbor just turned on his monster truck, so if the audio is garbled, forgive me. But the reason I bought it is I've got a PS3 SD35 from MTH's most recent release on order with Clyde at Stockyard Express, and I really wanted to kind of pair these up. So if it can't be repaired, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be a little bummed, because I thought the price, while not great, was fair. Well, assuming it worked, it was fair. Now, in the state that it's in, it's not a fair price whatsoever in any shape or form. So anyway, along those lines, just feels like last week I was working on locomotives the whole week. Not that I don't necessarily enjoy that. I'm a little weird like that. I'm an engineer by nature. So that's what my education is in. But, one of the locomotives was featured in a most recent video, and it was in the last couple runs, last run session, is that GP38-2 that I actually put together from parts from the MTH warehouse sale, and it performed flawlessly. I was thrilled. Another locomotive was one that I made a trade. I believe I made a trade. I got it several months ago, but I believe I made a trade for it, and had 1 mile on it and non-functional. And I had actually was in the videos at -8. That was in one of the most recent videos where I was showing that gray ghost. I spent 4 hours 4 hours on that locomotive to get it to work right. It took me 4 hours because it had debris inside the drive gears that locked up the gears and created some other issues. So really wanted to run that one, and I'm glad I got it on the layout and ran it, and it ran great. But I had about 4.5 hours of time into it. The day before I went up to the layout, I think I was up until 2:30 in the morning working on it. So, this hobby is interesting. These locomotives are robust. They're strong. They're powerful. They're legit powerful. But there's still a delicacy about them that sometimes makes you question whether it's money well spent or not, right? Because maintenance is coming. Things are going to break. But in any case, I just thought I'd kind of start off a little string of videos here. Just want to see how this process plays out. And in the end, I'll let you know the retailer and what the outcome of everything is, good or bad. Not going to bash them either way. It's just going to be more of a factual experience. I will say that between my brother and I, we have spent a lot of money with this retailer over the past maybe 1.5 to 2 years. And boy, this is now the 3rd out of the last 4 locomotives I've purchased from them that have had some kind of an issue. The other 2 that had issues, I was able to repair myself and wasn't worth going through the headaches of sending it back. I'm not that guy that's gonna create an issue where none really need exist. I buy this stuff secondhand expecting to have to put a little effort into it. This one's one I can't fix. I guarantee you the board's shot. And MTH doesn't release board schematics. If they did, and I knew what circuits to trace, I could probably figure it out. But I'm not going to pull the board set out and then risk owning this thing because they said I tampered with it. So going to shoot it back over to them. I'll let you know how everything shakes out. I don't anticipate this is going to be a fast turnaround. So it might be a minute before there's any update on this process video wise. But I'll let you guys know. And hey, I'll tell you what, if nothing else, if I could give unsolicited advice to those that care to listen, and I know some don't, enjoy the hobby and take the good with the bad without letting it give you too much of a bad taste in your mouth. Because overall, the hobby is what you make of it, and your mindset is what you make of it, right? I could be rip roaring mad, breathing flames and brimstone about this. I'm not gonna do that. The FedEx is 3 minutes from my house, and I'll run it over, drop it off. They're being flexible, and that's all I can really ask for. I'm sure there's going to be a resolution that comes out of this that works. I'm really hopeful I get to keep this engine in an operating condition because I really do want it. But if not, there'll be more. There's going to be other options. So in any case, hey, I hope my rant wasn't too negative. Don't mean to neg anybody out. I do appreciate everybody swinging by. I do appreciate all the support and the emails and the messages and the comments. You guys are great. You make the best parts of my day, which is this hobby, even better. So thank you for that. In any case, hey, thanks for dropping by the Lake Erie and Midwestern. Happy railroading, everybody, and take care.